Welcome back to Rotary in the southwest of England. The purpose of this programme is to highlight what Rotary does for our communities, both at home and abroad. But importantly, we are keen to provide a platform to promote the good causes we support. If you're a community-based organisation and want an opportunity to promote your activities, then please do contact us. Today we're at the little harbour of Charlestown on the south coast of Cornwall. You may find it familiar as it's been used for many films including Doctor Who and Alice in Wonderland. Harbours around the coast of the southwest provide a haven in troubled times. In this programme we will be featuring another haven. Children's Hospice Southwest's Little Harbour provides support to life-limited children and their families. We're also bringing you a roundup of Rotary and community news from across the southwest, and we're going to Truro to cover Rotary's Young Musician National Finals. Recently in the southwest, a 9-year-old girl has hit the news. Violin player Madison Glinsky set out to raise £5,000 for the Children's Hospice Southwest by busking. Now she is closing on £15,000. Madison's passion prompted us to go behind the scenes at Little Harbour near St Austell to see what a children's hospice is like. Many would be surprised by my description of a fun and happy place. Decide for yourselves.
It's really good coming here. I mean, we get other short breaks, but when we come here, we can come and stay here as well, whereas other short breaks takes William away from us. Whereas the really good thing about here is that we can, yeah, they'll take him and take him out on trips, or they'll do things with him in the building, and we can sit out here, or we can do things together like we were this afternoon on the swing. So, and you don't get time to do those sort of things day to day at home. And if they're on another short break, again, you don't get to do things with your child because all the services that are normally there are taking your child from you or coming to your house and sending you out, sort of thing.
So this is like a complete break for you all away from home.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is brilliant.
No, it's really good.
I'm an activities coordinator, which means I make sure that all the activities are going on that are suitable for children in-house. We go out of house, we have activities going on in-house, and we have people come in. So my role is to arrange all of that, as well as seeing to the children and making sure they've got individual activities that will suit their abilities as well.
I saw a lovely display on your wall that you'd been doing with somebody with cotton wool.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a sensory wall. So we'd actually run out of backing paper, so instead of having a normal backing for the children's pictures, I decided to do a touchy-feely one. So we had lots of material, we had corrugated card, so we've made sort of some scenery so the children can come up and touch and feel the different textures, and also we'll put their artwork onto there as well so they can see, touch, and it'd be great if we could put some sort of sounds and smells on it as well, so all the senses are being stimulated.
And it was all to do with the autumn, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yes, yes. So we try to fit in themes with what's going on, what activities we've got going on. So later on we'll be able to put pumpkins in the ploughed field as well.
It's all very exciting.
Yes, for Halloween.
Little Harbour are currently supporting over 90 families. Some of those are bereaved families from when we first opened. We are also currently supporting over 130 siblings, so as you can imagine that keeps our sibling team extremely busy.
Yeah. keeps the house, keeps the place very full, I should think, as well.
It keeps it very child friendly.
That's excellent. It feels lovely in there.
We offer a real individual bespoke package of care to families, so we always say to families we're here to support them in the way that best meets their needs. So for some families they may wish to choose and use us as a respite facility where they might bring their child, and it might give them time to go home and spend time with the other siblings. Alternatively, they tend to come as a whole family, and the one unique thing that we can offer is that we can provide support to the whole family. For some families, perhaps they've never been away on holiday, and they actually might come and trust us to look after their child while they go abroad.
You do build up a relationship with the staff, and at the end of the day they're staff, but I couldn't do what they're doing. I was saying earlier actually, even though I have William, sometimes I find it really hard to think of things to do with him, to stimulate him, and I just think they're so brilliant.
They're very inventive, aren't they?
Yeah, I know. So, you know, earlier they were picking up feathers and just putting them in William's hand, and he was waving the feather about. And we've done that with other things, but I mean they have different children coming in all the time, so yeah.
They are brilliant. We really enjoyed having a look around and seeing what they do. Beside you, you've got some of the party boxes that you've made up with some of the money that was raised by the Rotary clubs. We had an email discussion, and you thought that this would be a nice idea for us to have. Would you like to explain?
Absolutely. Some of the children come in and we ask them what their wishes are for the children that have communication, and some of the parents actually request that, oh, it's a 3rd birthday party, it's a 10th birthday party, could we have something around the Gruffalo, or my child really likes pirates, and a lot of the children absolutely adore the pirate theme as well. So instead of running around at last minute when the children come in, because sometimes they're in for just 3 days or just 4 days, so instead of the staff running around trying to find all these bits, we thought it'd be brilliant if we could put everything in a box. Just grab the box. So hence you can see the Gruffalo box and the pirate box here that we have all set up, and we've got different bits and pieces inside them. For instance, the Gruffalo one, it contains a story sack of the Gruffalo, and it's got all the characters in, which are touchy-feely again and make sounds. Something like the snake, the children can hold and touch and feel. And we have hide-and-seek games for the older children, for the siblings as well, and match and memory game. So a whole host of different things, yes. We haven't got any Gruffalo plates and things yet, but that will be next on the list. Absolutely. And then a pirate, one of our favourites. The pirate box has, again, it's got party games in it. It's got party plates, books, bunting that we all put up in the room where they have their party, serviettes, hats.
Brilliant.
Treasure, all that sort of thing. So we can just, yeah, absolutely, grab the box, set up the party, and the children have fun, and which is our aim, to make sure the children have treasured memories, and the parents as well to have treasured memories of lovely, happy things going on a special day. Yes, that's right.
As soon as we get here, you can feel the weight of everything sort of falling away from you.
And that is amazing.
Yeah, no, it is. It's a funny position to be in, really, to actually be plunged into a lifestyle where you're actually going to somewhere to have a break. When I tell people, we had a fridge man in the other day, and I was saying to him, oh, you can't do it next week because we're at the hospice. And he was, oh, I'm sorry. And I went, well, actually, I said, we're going there for a break. It's the only place we've been on holiday for about the last 8 years.
I think you'll agree that Little Harbour is a very special place. And thanks to the dedication of the staff, parents and supporters from across our communities, it is a fun and happy place. Turning now to Rotarian Howard Rosier. Howard, Little Harbour is very special to you. Would you like to explain?
Yes, Little Harbour, as you say, very, very special indeed to me. I go back now some 40 odd years ago when I was a young man with a young wife and 2 small children, and a dear old lady called Mrs. Cobblesole from Penrice House gave me the tenancy of Porthpean Farm. Now, 40 years on, coming towards the end of our farming career, shall I say, or farming life, I was approached by a man called Eddie Farwell. Now at that time I didn't know anything about Eddie Farwell whatsoever, but he asked to meet me well, where the site of Little Harbour is now, one afternoon, and the wife said to me, "I wonder what on earth he wants." And I said, well, there's 2 things, either a building site or a place for ponies. Well, she said, what? I said, well, he won't be lucky, will he? Not there. Anyway, when I met Eddie, he said he was from Children's Hospice Southwest and he was looking for a site for Cornwall. It had to be roughly halfway between Penzance and Plymouth. It had to be near the sea. It had to be near country walks. And I said to him, well, and it had to be near a town, near a hospital, had good road access. And I said, well, from what you're telling me, he said, I'm standing on the very site here. How do you feel about it? So I said, well, I never do anything in a hurry. I'll have to think about this one. Go home and have a word with the wife, see what she says, because she's in partnership with me now. And we discussed it, and basically we more or less decided that Porthpean has served us well over the last 40 years, and in recognition and well, to support the local society, local people, we would like to give or donate a few acres of land towards the Children's Hospice. And so, as you see it here today, that's what's happened.
What a grand example of service above self. Thank you, Howard. Truly amazing.
Thank you very much.
Julian Foy is a family furnishing business started in the town of Foy in 1862 and have 4 large furniture showrooms at Truro, St Austell, Wadebridge and Hale. The range includes lounge suites, beds, carpets and curtains. The commitment to quality extends all the way from measuring and supplying to careful fitting by qualified carpet fitters directly employed by Julian Foy. Visit us today in store or visit www.julianfoy.co.uk. Looking for a home maintenance company you can trust? Ocean now provides a whole range of expert maintenance services, from heating, electrics and plumbing, to refurbishment and roofing. And thanks to our 24-hour emergency call-out service, you're always covered. Ocean, we do more than you think. To find out more, call St Austell 874488 today, or visit www.morethanyoutthink.co.uk.
So what is Rotary? Rotarians are just ordinary people who are prepared to go out of their way to help others. But when they work together under the Rotary banner, those ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. They change lives, save lives, and give hope. Across the British Isles, Rotary is strong. Here in the Southwest, we have scooped some of the most prestigious Rotary awards in Great Britain and Ireland. The Rotary District of Cornwall and West Devon have been recognised for having the best international project. The Rotary Club of Falmouth is leading on a water sanitation and hygiene project in Uganda. Along with other Rotary clubs, they raised some £35,000 and Rotary International added another £85,000. Rotary clubs here and in Uganda are working together with other partners to change the lives of thousands. The Rotary Club of Launceston won the Rotary in Great Britain and Ireland Best Vocational Service Award. This is for the work they do in supporting the Rotary District Overseas Project team. But more on that later in our news roundup. You may perceive Rotary to be a male-only dining club. Nothing could be further from the truth. Rotary is for men and women, young and old, and we prefer to knuckle down and use our skills in the community. We also have Young Rotary, Rota Kids for junior schools and Interact for secondary schools. And I'm pleased to say that Penryn's College's Interact Club has recently won an award for the best project in the British Isles. The students split into 3 teams and were given £20 each and told to raise as much as they can. Within a very short time, they'd raised £1,000, which was then boosted to nearly £4,000 by Rotary. With this, they then bought 10 Rotary literacy boxes and sent them to a school in Zambia. Great stuff and well done to those at the Penryn Interact Club. High on our priorities is supporting young people. We run many competitions such as Youth Speaks, Young Writer, Young Photographer, Young Musician and Young Chef. Earlier this year, 16 of the most accomplished musicians and vocalists from across the British Isles came to Truro School to compete in the Rotary Young Musician of the Year final. They travelled far, some from Tralee in Ireland, from Glasgow, from Anglesey and of course from across England. It is probably fair to say that never before has such talent congregated in a single place in Cornwall. I'll let you judge for yourself.
I sat there waiting in that cafe and never guessing that you were fat. That you were near, you were outside looking bored.
Here is a roundup of what has been happening recently in Rotary. In Rotary District 1290, covering Cornwall and West Devon, the district overseas project team salvages perfectly serviceable but unwanted equipment from across the country and takes it to where it is needed. A team of 6 Rotarians and 6 members of the fire and rescue services from across the southwest and London have just delivered the 69th convoy of equipment to Kosovo, comprising 3 fire engines and 1 ambulance, all fully equipped. At home, several Rotary clubs are opening up charity shops, recycling of a different nature. Unwanted items are donated by the public and sold, benefiting the local community and local good causes. The Rotary Club of Launceston started a little over 2 years ago and has so far raised over £100,000. In Lostwithiel, the Rotary Club there truly is for communities. Several years ago they took over organising the Carnival Week. This annual event is now keenly anticipated and enjoyed throughout the town. Have a look at how Lostwithiel immerses itself within its community. Across the river in Devon and District 1170, the Rotary Club of Ashburton Buckfastleigh held a choral concert in the recently refurbished Buckfast Abbey. This event was coupled with Rotary ArtX 2014, which was held in the medieval guest hall, which also attracted extra visitors, guests and residents, viewing 320 paintings by some 94 artists. Money raised from these 2 events was split between Torbay Holiday Helpers Network, End Polio Now, Shelterbox and other charities supported by the club. Across Rotary in Cornwall and Devon, almost 1,000 people between the ages of 18 and 30 have benefited from Rotary over the last 30 years. Almost 100 young professionals have travelled abroad on group study exchanges, and 900 have participated in the Rotary Young Leaders Award. Recently, several young business people who have benefited from Rotary's programme have got together to start up their own satellite Rotary Club, a branch of Truro Rotary. Their current projects are focusing on raising money to cover transportation costs, which will enable unwanted school furniture from the old Isles of Scilly School to Romania, where it is desperately needed. Globally, Rotary is addressing major issues. Back in the 1980s, we made a commitment to eradicate polio from this planet. Rotary teamed up with the World Health Organization, UNESCO and others to be the founders of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. Since then, Rotarians everywhere have worked alongside our partners to rid the world of polio. 25 years ago, there were 350,000 cases reported each year. Now that number has dropped dramatically to just 178 this year. It is estimated that had Rotary not started the polio eradication program, 7 million children would have contracted polio since 1988. Rotary and our partners are truly this close, but we need your help to finish the job. One way you can help is Rotary's World's Greatest Meal. The idea to raise funds for polio eradication is simply based around food, fun and fundraising, which is something Rotarians do quite naturally. Bill Gates. As long as polio threatens even one child everywhere in the world, all children wherever they live remain at risk. The stakes are that high, and we remain that close. Well, that's a roundup of Rotary around the world from our part of the world. If you have a news item you feel should be featured in next month's report, then please contact us. Thank you.
Well, that brings to an end the first episode of our 2014 season of programs. We will be broadcasting on the last Monday of each month. If you want to know more or be featured, please do contact us. In our next program, we will be covering the visit of Rotarian Peter King to this Rotary district of Cornwall and West Devon. Peter is president of Rotary International in Great Britain and Ireland, and he'll be finding out more about a facility in West Cornwall which supports some of our most challenged young people, BF Adventure. He'll also be visiting the headquarters of our District Overseas Project team. And finally, remember, Rotarians are just ordinary people, just like you, who are prepared to go out of their way to help others. But when they work together under the Rotary banner, those ordinary people achieve extraordinary things. They change lives, save lives, and give hope. If that interests you, then contact us.